So good morning, everybody, and welcome to our practice for March the 7th, 2024. Coming to our seated position towards the front of our chair, stacking the spine, and bringing our focus to the next 60 minutes of practice. Observing the breath, and considering we've all been doing this practice for a number of months, and perhaps even a number of years, can you notice any changes, anything that changes without you, that just changes that happen automatically as you come into our practice? Perhaps the spine automatically stacks. Perhaps the weight automatically comes to both sit bones. Perhaps the breath begins to deepen without your conscious intervention. Begin to notice the breath becoming more even. And deepen the breath to take it into the lower reaches of the lungs. That area where there's a concentration of the alveoli, the little sacs, where the exchange of oxygen and coming from the breath and carbon dioxide coming from the bloodstream occurs. And if during our deep breathing exercises, you ever notice any lightheadedness or dizziness, perhaps just back off the deep breathing a bit. Having found that even pattern of the breath and the extended exhale, let's take 4 complete rounds of the breath at our own time, inhaling deeply and then extending out the exhale, maybe 50%, maybe 100% of the length of the inhale. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Three, inhale, and exhale. Let's bring the arms down beside us on the chair, stack the spine, draw the shoulder blades back and together, and then pull the tip of the shoulder blade down towards the waist. From that position of strength, inhale, raise the arms overhead, and exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. So Stan, you can be easy on that shoulder. Draw back to heart center. And number 3, raise up and draw back to heart center. Let's find our blocks. Locate the blocks adjacent to the ankles. Come back to seated mountain pose. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold from the waist. Draw the sit bones back with the edge of the chair, fold over the legs. Let's begin by just bringing the hands above the knees on the thighs. Draw the elbows, hug the elbows into the lower ribs, and then use the triceps, the arms, to press the body back up to vertical, using the upper body as a weight to provide resistance. So try and concentrate all the lift in the arms, coming up for one, fold forward for one. Squeeze the breath out as you come forward. Inhale for two, 3, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. Press back up to vertical. Inhale the arms overhead, and this time come all the way over the legs, folding at the waist, either bringing the hands to the blocks or to the floor. Breathe here. Take one more full breath. And let the next inhale lift you all the way up and draw the hands back to heart center. So when we've got the chest on the thighs, that extra resistance is helping to strengthen the breathing muscles. So when we have to press that the breath into that resistance that comes from the breathing muscles. So just as a few of you didn't see this, but we're going to do something a little different right now, just for a whole body warm up. We're going to try some seated jumping jacks. So be towards the edge of your chair, do what you can, and let's take the arms out and up and the legs out and up. And then back for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And come to a 5-pointed star. Take the hands down, draw the legs back into center. That's a good way to generate some heat to start our class. Let's inhale the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, and press the palms up towards the ceiling. Bring the hands in front of you, press out. And let's bring the hands to the top of the head. Close up the elbows for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Come to the elbows, close for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Bring the hands down. Glue the elbows to the lowest ribs. Make sure the shoulders are back and down. You can add some weights here if you want. Optional to do so. But we need to see Gail's flashy new green weights. They're sort of gecko color, maybe. Open up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Try and move it with the shoulder blades. 11 and 12. Bring the weights down. The palms are facing forward. We'll do some curls now. So make sure the shoulder blades are back, drawing down. Drop for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And just remember, if you're changing weights today, you're moving to perhaps a little heavier weight, just take a little bit more extra care. You're going to be putting some extra strain on the joints, so try and make sure that you're controlling the movement of the weight. Let's go 1, 2, and that goes for everybody. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's take both weights now down to the side. Just check in. Again, we've got the spine stacked. Let's lift the left weight up and reach across, back down and down. Right, across, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 12, 12, and 12, 12, 12, 12, and 12. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down. So we can do the next exercise either with or without weights. So lean the body forward, lift the arms as high as you can behind. Don't let the shoulders come forward, and go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Come back to a stacked spine. It's a new move, so let's set the weights aside for a moment. So today we're sitting in our sailboat. It's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and we're going to do some rowing. So reach the hands out towards me, and let's pull those oars back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we just crossed the finish line. Yay! Come back to seated. Let's interlace the fingers and draw our right shin towards the right armpit. Point the toe towards the floor and flex for 2, 2, and 3, and 3. Circle and circle. Bring the hands onto the knee. Let's take that hip joint through whatever range of motion is available to us today. Once more, and then check out the opposite direction. Let's bring the right ankle to the left thigh, just above the knee, or crossed in front. Support the right knee with the right hand. Lengthen the spine. Flex the toes towards the shin while pushing the mound of the big toe out. Gently press the knee into the resistance of the hand for 1, 2, 3. Exhale and release all the pressure. Gently press in for 1, 2, 3, and then let go of all the pressure. Final time, 1, 2, 3. With the knee resting on the ankle, let's stretch the arms out towards the side and take the left arm over the right. Inch the fingertips onto the shoulder blades, and then either stay there or wrap the arms around each other, coming into a modified version of seated eagle. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs, walk the legs a little wider than hip distance, and let the knees sway to the right. Come over to the left, back to the right, and go to the left. Come back to neutral. Come to the non-dominant interlace of the fingers and draw the left knee towards the left armpit. Point the toes towards the floor. Flex the toes up. Point towards the floor. Flex. Point and flex. Circle. 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Come onto the knee. Circle the knee. And go in the opposite direction. Bring the ankle to rest on the opposite thigh. Flex the toes in, support the knee. Just gently rock the knee. Remember, toes flex towards the shin, big toe pushing out. Come up. Stretch the arms, take right over left. And intertwine the arms. And breathe here. Unravel the arms. Bring both feet onto the floor. You can bring a block underneath the heels. Press the soles into one another. For seated version of Baddha Konasana. Try and press the soles into one another. You can bring some very gentle pressure by just resting the hands inside on the inner thighs. Try to open. And now bring the hands to the outside of the knees. Close up like you're closing the covers of a book. And let's set the prop aside. Let's bring the feet together. Inhale. Oh, actually for this one, just to help us get that action of squeezing the legs into center, bring a block between the thighs, about mid-thigh. Draw the heels back, squeeze in towards the block, extend the hands towards me, and either lift away from the seat of the chair or visualize yourself lifting away from the seat of the chair. So coming forward, squeezing in. And don't try, while you're reaching the fingertips towards me, the shoulders come back. That's it. Draw the shoulders back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make sure you're going to hit the chair as you come down. Let's continue. Let's repeat that one. We won't stay up quite as long this time. Remember to find the strength of the core to lift yourself up and to hold the pose. So stretch the arms out in front. You might even bring a block between the hands. That's optional. And again, lift away, squeeze in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back down. Set your blocks off to the side. Let's take the knees slightly wider than hip distance and go right, left, right, and left. Let's come back to center. Walk the feet back to hip distance. Stack the spine. I'm going to ask you now to interlace the fingers behind the back. Press the knuckles into the chair. Draw the shoulder blades back and come into a gentle back bend. If you can't interlace the hands, you can also just put the hands on the edge of the chair. Draw the shoulder blades together and feel like there's a string attached to the sternum, drawing you up towards the ceiling. One more complete round of the breath here. And come back to neutral. Again, let's take those knees a bit wider than the shoulder distance. Let the knees sway in from side to side. Walk back to hip distance. And now, once again, we can grasp the edge of the chair. Draw the shoulder blades back and together. And again, for now we can come into reverse table position. So either lift away or visualize the seat lifting away any amount. It might just come away for a moment, or it might come all the way up. And you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back to the chair. Come back to seated mountain and breathe here. Hopefully your strap is handy. Yeah, good time to grab a drink. It's a bit, if your room is like mine, it's a bit warmer today. So let's stretch that right foot out towards me. Take your strap around the base of the right toes. Press the mount of the big toe into the strap and then draw the foot back. Feel the stretch in the calf. And we're increasing the dorsal, trying to also work here on stretching the calf muscles and the dorsal flexion, that flexion, upward flexion of the toes towards the shin. Let's lift that leg so the legs come. You might even stretch the arms out. And the leg might even come a little higher than parallel, the thighs being parallel. Keep the core engaged here to prevent the back from rounding towards the back of the chair. And release. Lengthen the strap out. Come around the toes or toe bases of the left foot. Draw them in. Feel the stretch in the calf muscles. And perhaps even a bit higher. Let the left foot come down onto the floor. And let's just tap the toes from side to side. And walk the feet a bit wider than hip distance and let them sway right to left. Let's do a bit of strengthening work now for the calves. So let's bring the weights onto the knees, or just above the knees. You can draw the heels slightly behind the knees. And let's lift and lower the heels for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Set the weights down. Let's turn sideways now on our chair. Support the hand. You can support the body with one hand towards the back of the chair. If you can, try and bring the outside hip free of the chair. And let's bring that outside hip below the knee. Remember, you can stay here if that's too much, if that bringing the hip underneath the knee doesn't suit you today. So either here or here. Lift one arm towards the ceiling. And as we twist towards the chair, I want you to concentrate on the breath, on filling the area that feels constricted by the twist as completely as you can with the breath, strengthening the breathing muscles. So turning towards our chair, Inhaling into the resistance of the twist, and then exhale. Is there any room to take the twist deeper? Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come back to neutral. Stretch that outside leg all the way back. Draw the pubic bone towards the navel. Feel the stretch intensify in the front of the right thigh, as you work that outside leg towards straight. Let's let that heel come to the floor, twist in towards the camera, and come to warrior one. Chair supported. Bend the left elbow, bring it to the left knee, and reach across for extended side angle. Inhale, come back up. Draw that right leg in. Come through center, and let's come now to the left side. Or actually, it's the right side when I'm mirroring. Either the leg can stay out. I'm going to go through the first series with my legs in a V. You can choose to do the same series with the knee underneath the hip. So reaching one or both arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist towards the chair. Breathe into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. And now, again, you can either keep that leg to the side, underneath, or stretch it all the way back. Come to warrior two. Bend the elbow, reach across for a modified extended side angle. Inhale, come back up to warrior two, and let's walk the legs back into center. So I just wanted to give you some options for doing that series of poses that we're doing in most classes. You can certainly stay in the V, or you can move with the knee below or extend the leg back. All those are options that you can do depending on your level of flexibility and where you want to take the practice on any particular day. So coming from our seated position, let's come up to standing. And we're going to come to standing today facing the back of our chair. And today, just continuing some of that work that we're doing on stretching your blocks. And just put one on the low dimension, or I've got a bar at the back of my chair. So this is the type of stretch that you'd often do against the wall, but we'll do it just with our blocks in the back of the chair. Try and bring your foot onto the block. Feel the stretch in the calf. Let's bend the back leg and bend the front leg in towards the chair. Feel that stretch coming into the calf muscles. And release. And now let's come to the opposite foot. So the back foot's maybe slightly angled out to the side. Using the chair for some balance. You could also do this against the wall and just lean in. Feel that stretch coming into the calf. Remember, our release or stretch comes on the exhale breath. And let's step back off, and we can set our blocks aside. Coming to standing behind our chair. Feet are hip distance apart. Let's find our standing mountain pose. Breathing here. You can use the chair for some support, whatever amount of support you need, as we do now some heel raises facing the back of our chair, coming up for 1 and back down for 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Let's walk the feet out towards the edge of the mat. Angle the toes slightly to out. So our feet are angled out like that. And we're going to do some chair supported squats, but we're trying to remember, just go as deep as you can while tracking the knees towards the center of the foot. So we're not letting, the knees aren't coming into center, they're tracking out towards the center of the foot. So bend any amount. Let's come down for 1 and lift for 1, 2, and lift for 2, 3, and 3, and 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, and 12. Stay down, lift the right heel, lift the left heel, and either support yourself on the chair or bring the hands up to cactus. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the feet back in, back the feet away from the chair, and make our L shape. Heels under the hips. Upper thighs drawing back, head reaching towards the chair, shoulder blades going back, fingertips reaching forward, hips, head of the pelvis drawing back, side body lengthening. Bend the knees slightly. Firm up the core muscles to support the body. Let's turn out the right toes and step the left foot in towards the chair. So we've done lots of work to warm up the hips, to warm up the ankles today, to get everything nice and limber to come into our warrior one pose. So track the knee in towards the chair. Lift the pubic bone towards the navel, strengthen the core muscles, and from the strength of the core, lift into our warrior one pose. Notice where there's effort to hold the pose, but also where you find ease in this pose. Let the hands come to the chair, raise the back heel, step both feet back, breathe here. Turn the left toes out, step the right foot into the mat or into the chair. Bend the knee in. And before we raise our arms, use the support of the chair to just build that strength in the lower body. And then raise one or both hands reaching up towards the ceiling in our warrior one pose. Drop the hands towards the chair. Lift the back heel. Step both legs back to our L shape. And breathe here. Let's walk the feet in towards the chair and turn. And let's face, stand beside the chair, and we're going to wrap up our standing work with tree pose. So pressing the chair side foot into the mat, you can lift the outside heel and do your chair or tree pose with just the outside heel lifted. You might bring the outside heel to the ankle, up onto the calf, or onto the inner thigh. If you focus on the floor in front of you, the further out your focus is, the more challenging your balance is going to be in tree. And let's draw the hands back to heart center. Let's shift our chair to the opposite side or turn around. Both are fine. Build the foundation in the now chair side foot. Lift the heel or bring the heel to the ankle, to the calf, or to the inner thigh. Bring the hands together. Lift them overhead. So I hope you weren't watching me. I hope you were focused on something else there when I happened to topple out of the pose. Draw the hands back to heart center. Let's release. And just step, if you've got room, step away from the chair and just step side to side. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Come back. And now let's step 1 foot in front. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, and 2. Come back to center. And now we'll step behind. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. And from here, let's come back to seated. So, good time too to grab a drink. So coming to seated, let's find our seated mountain pose. And perhaps we can just grab I notice Chris using his therapy balls there. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe that's a good signal to do a little therapy ball work. We did a lot of shoulder work, a lot of movement here today. So let's just bring across, work on those muscles just behind the collarbones. You'll likely find some tender spots in there. And if you find a particular spot that needs some special attention, let the ball rest there and really bring the attention to the breath in that point of resistance and see if you can melt away from that point of resistance with your exhale breath. Let's switch now to the opposite side. And just finding some release there. And now cradle your two balls, interlace the fingers, cradle the two balls in the hands, bring them behind the head. I'm going to just have to take my head off. Just massaging the base of the skull. Now, coming to seated, close the eyes. Just if you notice the breath has gotten a little erratic or not quite so even, just let it come back to even now. Take the arms to the side, raise the arms overhead. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist towards our right side, breathing here. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, go in the opposite direction. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do one cat-cow move now, just to sort of wind up our active practice. And once more, inhale. And as we exhale, sigh out through the mouth. You may want to grab another drink and just do anything that's necessary to prepare yourself for our final relaxation part of our practice. So come to seated with the back towards the back of the chair. Focus in on your breath and just allow the breath to smooth, to soften. Gradually letting control of the breath go. Bring the attention to the toes, to the feet, to the heels, and the ankles. Allow the toes, the feet, the heels, and the ankles to completely relax. Breathe. The toes, the feet, the heels, and the ankles are completely relaxed. Let your attention now move to the calves, to the shins, to the knees, the kneecaps, the quads, and the hamstrings. Allow the calves, the shins, the knees, the kneecaps, the quads, and the hamstrings to completely relax. Breathe. The calves, the shins, the knees, the kneecaps, the quads, and the hamstrings are completely relaxed. Our journey towards relaxation continues as we bring the attention to the hips, to the glutes, to the sacrum, to the pelvis, the pelvic floor, and the lower belly. Allow the hips, the pelvis, the sacrum, the pelvic floor, and the lower belly to completely relax. Breathe. The hips, the glutes, the pelvis, the sacrum, the pelvic floor, and the lower belly are completely relaxed. Progressing to the back, to the spine, to the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine. Allow the back, the spine, the thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine to completely relax. Breathe. The back, the spine, the lumbar spine, and the thoracic spine are completely relaxed. We now move to the arms, to the upper arms, to the elbows, to the wrists, to the hands, and the fingers. Allow the arms, the upper arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, and the fingers to completely relax. Breathe. The arms, the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the hands, the palms, and the fingers are completely relaxed. We now move to the shoulders, to the collarbones, and the neck. Allow the shoulders, the collarbones, and the neck to completely relax. Breathe. The shoulders, the collarbones, and the neck are completely relaxed. We now come to the head, to the face, to the forehead, to the eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, the lips, and the tongue. Allow the head, the forehead, the eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, the lips, and the tongue to completely relax. Breathe. The head, the forehead, the eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, the lips, and the tongue are completely relaxed. Moving along to the chin, the throat, the chest, the heart, the internal organs, and the belly. Allow the chin, the throat, the chest, the heart, the internal organs, and the belly to completely relax. Breathe. The chin, the throat, the chest, the ribs, the heart, the internal organs, and the belly are completely relaxed. Our mind's eye now encompasses the whole body. Allow the whole body to completely relax. Breathe. The whole body is completely relaxed. Now please begin to deepen the breath. Move the fingers, move the toes, circle the ankles and wrists. Slide back to the front of your chair. Find your seated mountain pose. Find the breath. Close the eyes and take a moment to scan the whole body and observe the changes that may have come about as a result of your practice. Take the arms to the side, raise the arms overhead, draw the hands back to heart center, and thank yourself for making time for today's practice. Thank each other for sharing your practice, and thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today.